Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's good? How you guys doing? My name is Daki. Spelling as Darki, and you know it double E. Welcome again to Gospel Life News. This is where we bring you guys updates concerning music, and that happens across the country. This is a brand new day, brand new week, and we trust that you guys had an amazing week last week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday promises to be fun, but obviously it was affected or ruined by a lot of activities that occurred in the course of the week. We saw where we tragically lost somebody who is a key player in the financial sector in the country, and I'll give you details about that. At the same time, we saw the Nigerian Super Eagles crashed out at the final of the AFCON tournament, losing to Cote d'Ivoire after scoring first with Ekong, and then we saw Frank Kessie and Sebastian Alla making equalizing goals to make it 2-1, where they completed a fantastic comeback to win the game 2 goals to one. Nigeria did their bid. It was an amazing run they had so far, played fantastically well, defended so well, but obviously La crashed out at the finals. That made Nigerians out at chattered. Trust me. Now this tournament was one that brought us back to peace and hope. Like at watching this tournament, you'll see the energy, the synergy that Nigerians locked themselves. The energy was top notch. They were not tribalism. Nobody was saying F is a choir bomb. Nobody was saying Osime is a bull. Nobody was saying everybody was one Nigeria, and we saw where they crashed out. People felt bad, but we are to move on. At the same time, we saw a lot of stuff happening. Burna Boy versus Davido, with just a comment made Twitter go agog yesterday over his response he made to a fan who wanted to diss him, and the fan happened to be a 30 big fan. We saw yesterday also Davido, instead of making a response, he made the response while performing. We saw where it was at the Night of Generals, and he just went there, did his thing, sang the song, and people loved the fact that Davido was amidst them. As a matter of fact, he closed the show. He was the last person for the show. He closed it, and it was an amazing one to see that Davido, Zlatan, Ashake all graced that amazing event. Wizkid also made the news, and Wizkid, for Shallipopi and Wizkid, right, we need to know what love happens in this guy. The love is so real, it is pure. It's so trans. You can see in between that love. Wizkid sincerely loves Shallipopi. 100% we could tell you that Shallipopi needless to pay Wizkid nothing. He probably had to pay him nothing. And then we saw Wizkid coming out singing on his show. Trust me, all of this other year I'll give them to you. And if I were you, I would not let this one. Let's begin with the tragic news. We saw Albert, the CEO of Access Bank, lost him. It happened on Friday, but then it was announced over the weekend how he died with his wife and child in an helicopter crash in the US. Sad one. The bank has announced that yes, it's passed, and they will announce a new CEO in a couple of days. This explains why Access Bank network had issues over the weekend, and we'll pray for the family. Prayers and thoughts with the Wiggles family. And moving on, we saw Nigerian Super Eagles, amazing guys, made up of amazing guys. Bali, the hero of the night. We saw Tres Ekong, the best player of the AFCON tournament. We saw some amazing players, not to mention the likes of Iwobi and Olaino, who were trashy on the night, and Nigerians called them out, insulted them. But at the same time, it was a good account of themselves. We saw where they went out against Cote d'Ivoire, and they made a great display of themselves for the first half. Had a goal, but then coming back to the second half, the coach made some silly errors, which made the Super Eagles lose in the match. We trust us to know that Twitter was on fire yesterday night. Let's come back to Afrobeats proper, and we'll begin with Burna Boy. We saw Burna Boy. I told them I've just surpassed 350 million streams on Spotify. It ranks as the 12th most streamed Nigerian album on the platform. Now, this album is really catching up with other albums. Trust me, really catching up. Slow but steady is the race for this project. It's quite slow, but then steady. And then that's the thing about being steady, being persistent, being consistent. You probably would do much more than the song who just came out and do woo and came down. But the fact that you're going is steady and is consistent, you're going to achieve more and great numbers for yourself. Burna Boy has just surpassed 350 million streaming on Spotify for the album I Told Them. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy was outside yesterday, over the weekend actually, for the game between LA Lakers and Cleveland Nuggets game. Basketball is the order of the day in the US. They don't do football. They are football teams, but basically basketball is their order of the day. Basketball, the same way football is the go-to game in the UK, but for US, basketball is that go-to game. And then we know that for dignitaries, they actually are giving seats in the front seat, like sort of Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye West, name these top guys, footballers, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Mbappe, Tiger Woods, big game changers. They always give in the front row seat because it's expensive, and then put them on the spotlight. So Burna Boy obviously getting seats in the front row, and it was always on spotlight. And then we saw Burna Boy giving waves back to them and all of that. I'm really want to see that Afrobeat is getting this attention it deserves. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy City Boy have just surpassed 70 million plays on YouTube across all uploads, and that's a massive one. 70 million plays across all uploads, a massive one for Burna Boy, and once again, we say congrats. Now, Burna Boy has that part of the year where when it goes there, it's about numbers and numbers and numbers. Maybe we are just at the part of the year. Moving on, we saw Usher and Burna Boy on Friday came through with a song they called Coming Home, and the song made a debut at number 185 on the USA Apple Music Top Song. A massive one for Burna Boy on that one for getting this big number. And we say congrats for to him. Usher. Now, this is a song that you need to listen to. Now, on this project, this song was produced by Feuds, and then we saw another song where Usher and Feuds came through. That song really did not penetrate, as it were, but then Burna Boy's song really is penetrating and is doing crazy, crazy numbers as we speak. Moving on, we saw Usher and Burna Boy Coming Home has gained over 552,000 streams on Spotify and the first day of full tracking. So far on all DSPs, we saw this Coming Home is currently 46 in the Jazz Spotify and then 127 on the Netherlands Spotify charts. While on Apple Music, we have the song 17 in Sierra Leone, 23 in Malawi, 50 Botswana, 69 Kenya, 89 Namibia, 147 South Africa, and 144 Netherlands. On iTunes, we have it at 96 in South Africa. I'm moving on. We saw Burna Boy on the low. The video have just surpassed 370 million views on YouTube. This guy is racking numbers everywhere. Spotify, YouTube, Audiomack, Boomplay, Apple Music. Burna Boy is packing and racking all the numbers he can get at the time. Massive one. His consistency has paid off. Burna Boy drops an album every now and then, and make sure he has videos of those albums. And obviously, you can expect that they are bound to do massive numbers when they drop. Moving on, we saw over the weekend, we saw 50 Cent at a show at the Paris Le Défense Arena, and amazing show he had. I don't like. I saw where he had the transition thingy, the wore shirt, and for how they did it, we don't know. But then we saw the show transition, leaving his body like one by one, and then it went all to singlets. 50 Cent is known for always performing in a singlet, like he's known for that. If you at the time, you probably would not know him with shirt, but then he was always performing with singlet and white boxers and all of that. We saw where he did that at the Paris Le Défense Arena, amazing show. But then it has been said that Burna Boy also did that space last year, and amidst all the inflation, all the back and forth, Burna Boy grossed a big amount of money than 50 Cent did. As a matter of fact, Burna Boy at the Paris Le Défense Arena got for himself about $2.86 million, while 50 Cent got about $2.45 million. Closely related, but the big news is Afrobeat is now getting to that. And now this is what these guys fear for the most. They fear for this fact like the most, because we're going to get to a point where we're going to come to your state, sell out your state for you, charge even more than you would charge in your state, and then come back to our country to invest. That is one thing they probably don't want to happen, but it's looking inevitable. And obviously, at this point, you can stop Afrobeat. Moving on, we saw yesterday it was banter o'clock on Twitter. We saw where it began this way after we lost the final. And at this point, I won't blame Burna Boy. I won't blame Davido. I will blame the Super Eagles. I will blame the coach Pereira. I will blame Iwobi. I will blame Olaino, because all of you together featured yourself, made a remix of your own mess and caused this shenanigans to happen. We saw where after we lost the match, somebody said Burna Boy. So if you're not French, you know what to say. But apparently, he actually had a post where there was a police officer dragging someone. He actually implied saying that is Burna Boy you're dragging, and Burna Boy commented saying, or quoted him saying, help me. Then they carry me go where I don't know." And that was the catchphrase that was used last year by the policewoman who was taken away by a guy in his car, and became a catchphrase in the country. And then he said this innocently, And then we saw where people came out to make quotes. Someone quoted him saying, Burna Boy explained to every Coast fans why they couldn't transfer him there. And then he said, Walai. At this point, it was still Vibes and Cruise. And then we saw where a 30 BG fan from nowhere set Davido up for drag. And then he said, Ode, you bottled 4 Grammy. At this point, now this person asked Davido on his DP, right, to show that he's a 30 BG guy. Then he came out to say, Ode, you bottled 4 Grammy nominations. And then Burna Boy responded saying, the actual joke is in your display picture. And then when we look at the picture, who we see is Davido. And then we saw where after Burna Boy tweeted that the person changed his DP to Burna Boy's picture, and then people came out to drag him saying, with a fold, he changed DP. And Burna Boy also said, you know, say, Baba don't change and put my picture. Now maybe joke. You know, so it became a back and forth, but people were like, why would Burna Boy use Davido or insult Davido in that manner? It was not nice, but obviously it was for the brand. And last year, Davido had the year for himself when he came out to call Burna Boy one of the young cats. This could just be a Burna Boy revenge for that conversation. After all of that, we saw Burna Boy coming out to post a final tweet where he said, "Want 2 phone in your but what it means is they have collected my phone." So basically, till next time, while Burna Boy was on his phone, it was nice to see Burna Boy giving us news, giving us updates, giving us responses, giving us fun on Twitter. This post got about 1 million impressions after he tweeted it. Burna Boy is doing his work and he makes sure he exercises his strength whenever he wants to use it. Moving on, we have the man of the moment talking about Davido as the next guy on the news. We saw Chris Brown's sensational. It's aiming for J on the Billboard also this week with number 95. For last week, he missed as number 95. Let us wait and see. Moving on, we saw Davido feel have just surpassed 16 million views on YouTube. Massive one to him, and congrats for that amazing job. This video was shot and directed by Davido coming out to show support to the Wigwe family, and then he said, "I pray for strength and comfort for the Wigwe family, Jesus." So, and then he had a tweet where he said, "I wave my flag, girl. They love to ride like wristbands." Yeah, but obviously, we saw for the passing of him, his beloved Wigwe and his child. Even his counterpart, the CEO of UBA, Limelo, came out also to show support for the family and then wishing him. So nominated for the 2024, and he had about 4 nominations for it was in the category for outstanding male artist with Davido, outstanding international song unavailable, outstanding music video and visual album with Sensational, and then outstanding group or collaboration with the song Sensational. Hopefully he bags 1 or 2. Davido has lost out on major awards, Grammys and the which one will he bring back home? Let's wait and see. We saw Davido unavailable have just surpassed 91 million views on YouTube, and the countdown to 100 million is currently on the chase. Moving on, we saw Davido is set to perform at the 17th annual music festival, the one they call the Jazz in the Garden at Miami. I obviously want to see what Davido has been. Now, Davido is not new in the US. He has done a show in the US. He's going back again for the MSG, and this will just be one to brace him up for greater things he is set to do in the United States of America. Moving on, we saw Davido also is going to be in Kenya alongside King Promise. They are both headliners for this one, and this show in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, is costing a lot of up-round fee. That one, the price is expensive, and 2, we saw people come out to say the promoters have been dragged. This person said, "Useless promoters, you paid Davido 56 million KSH, the currency, for a show in Uru, for Uru Garden. Why they pay our artists 30,000 KSH, claiming they don't have a budget. After the DJs promoter gets link in this entertainment chain. So it came to say Kenya need corruption zone. Sanitization, okay, sanitization what it meant. Um, in bad is due time, and it's very just saying Kenya is corrupt and they need to sanitize the system. He actually infused the Kenya language in all of these tweets, but basically the bottom line is Kenya needs to fix their system. Now, somebody who cares less come out to say poverty is the enemy, go out or go home. That is just it. Now, that's what I can feel about, because instead of talking about money or figures, I'll just tweet my own simple short, let's go and rest. After I said this, we saw people came out, called him out, but regardless, the conversation is Davido was paid 56 million in the currency, and they are paying their artists about 30,000. That is quite very, very low. And it also costs promoters to show that you have to actually appreciate your own artists. Not just about bringing people come. Yeah, you have to appreciate people you are bringing in, but your artists also are your bedrock. You also have to appreciate them more than these. Still on Davido, we saw Davido at the Night to Generals, where he kept performing his songs from Kante, Namoni. And when he performed Namoni, that was the highlight of the night. We saw his best friend, his bestie, came out, that's Chief Priest, came out with bundles of Naira notes, 1,000, and was spraying it everywhere. Like, he sprayed it from the beginning of the song to the end of the song. Like, think about that. Now, the song is about a 3 to 4 minute song, and then this guy sprayed for that long, making sure the money never stopped. Kept on spraying, kept on spraying, kept on spraying. This is what we ask. Where under the sea all this money? Moving on, we have Wizkid as the next and last guy on the news. So Wizkid, Shallipopi had an amazing weekend. I won't lie. On the 10th day of February, he had a concert in London that was sold out. He announced the following date, 11th of the same February, where he also had a concert, another sold out experience. Sold out 2 venues in the UK for his first ever headline show in the UK. Massive one, kudos Shallipopi. In other news, we'll give you guys a report as how that one went down. But also for the after party for the 10th of February, that the first day, Wizkid was at the after party. Also came to celebrate with him. Now, for some time, we've seen this bromance grow stronger. Wizkid has been a lover of Shallipopi from his songs before his mom passed. After his mom passed, Wizkid also have taken out time to show Shallipopi love. Now they're in the UK together. Wizkid is taking him along everywhere, having videos with him, making sure that they are cool. Apparently, Charlie has even disclosed that they have a song together. In the interview, Shallipopi said, if he sits with Wizkid and does not do a song with Wizkid, then he should be a mad person, because Wizkid is greatness sitting down. Like I said, Wizkid was at the after party, and nobody expected what Wizkid did next. And if I were you, I would stay with this news. We saw Wizkid, Chris Brown call me every day with Wizkid. Chris Brown call me every day, now certified silver in the UK for sales over 200,000 units. Massive one. And that is Wizkid's 11th certified song in that region. Still on certification, we saw Jake One Dance featuring Wizkid and Kyla is now certified 7 platinum in the UK after making about 4.2 million sales. Massive one. Now, Wizkid is that guy that you cannot underestimate. His numbers, his archives are crazy. Now, for this song, a lot of people came out to say Wizkid had less than 10% input. Regardless, his name was there. He's given the credit, and whatever figure this project is going to have, Wizkid is entitled to the figures at the same time. Massive one to Wizkid. Kudos to Greg for putting us on the big map, and then Tyler, amazing one. It's cool to see that together we have this figure in the UK. Moving on, we saw Wizkid at the time is now the best-selling Afrobeat artist with over 55 million career sales. The breakdown is much, but then just a few. SS has done 3 platinum in the US, 1 platinum in the UK, 1 in Switzerland, 2 platinum in Canada, and the list goes on and on. Just before when the news saw Shallipopi announced the 11th day of February as the second headline show in the UK, and why he performed that, surprisingly, we saw Wizkid coming out to perform, and that was the highlight of the night. Wizkid came out all dressed in black, walking the stage. Wizkid intended to just sing one song. His intention was just sing one song. Yeah. That was the day. He came out, he did the song. He just sang like the hook and the chorus, and was going to go back to maybe catch an appointment. And just as was about going, the DJ decided to spoil it again, and then he played Rexy and Wizkid song they had together, and then Wizkid obviously could not hold it. He came back again and said, you know what, let's do it for Shallipopi one more time. And then he did the Fine Girls on a Bed, you know, it was crazy. He got Shallipopi store, and then when he went to Big King K, Rexy, they all screamed, Big King K, Wizkid to the tour to the audience. And then this time it worked so fast, because if it worked so slow, we're so sure DJ would have played another song that would make Wizkid come back. While he was performing, he was hugging Shallipopi. He hugged Shallipopi more than 50 times. He was hugging him, talking to his ears, holding him. Charlie was so amazed. He doesn't know what he was going to do. And then after Charlie had to just maintain the momentum, and then he gave them his glasses. Like, what else do you guys want? At this point, I can end my show. And then he did that, obviously. And Charlie was just amazed. Now, this is the height of this thing here. So how Wizkid come perform at your show, you pay millions of dollars. Like, that's the idea. You pay Wizkid millions. Like, you can't just pay Wizkid thousands. Like, it is that big. Now, having Wizkid to come your shows, and then you just enjoy the Poppy show, a small space, and Wizkid came there. That is the height of your career. And Shallipopi decided to do it, to perform, wanted to end the show. The height of it. But anyways, the show, because that actually still comes in the coming news. If I were you, I have more update for you guys on that one. You don't want to miss it. My name is Daki. We'll catch you guys on the very, very next one. Take care, guys, and have fun at work.